This is one of the best ranged builds you can have with a monk in PvP. So let's go straight into it. With this build, you will be CCing or knocking them up constantly because your primary attacks will have knock up and your dash ability will also have a knock up. But it doesn't end there. We will also have CC immunity with this build, and we also have iframes which we can use to engage or disengage if the situations get too hot for you. And we also have one ability that will buff our attacks, and we will also be buffing our attack speed immensely, making this build really deadly in the right hands. So let's go and check out what we are actually using. So with our basic ability, we are using Deadly Reach because we want the ranged ability to be over here. With this we have the knockback on the third hit. We will go the essence later. I will show them quickly. I will be talking about what this actually does. Then we have Exploding Palm. This is the iframe ability which we use when we want to disengage or engage. Mystic Strike is our buff and knock up ability and a dash ability. This is our most used engage ability, as this will give us 60% attack speed and it will knock the enemies up, and then we can follow up with Deadly Reach that will also knock them up almost before they can actually move. Then we have Shield of Zen. This is our CC immune ability and we will be using this as much as possible. This will also give us 25% movement speed, which is huge, and we usually always want to have this inside PvP. Now let's go over the buff ability, that's Wave Strike. This will buff our attacks almost by 50%, which is huge number. You should be using this either before you use Mystic Strike or after you use Mystic Strike. Depends on which way you feel it used better. You can also just use Mystic Strike, start using your Deadly Reach and try to just use the Wave Strike at the same time to maximize the uptime on the Wave Strike while you're fighting. Now it's time to go over the essences and set items we are using with this. But before we do, let's prepare for another new field ride as we dive into today's sponsored video by Bloodline, Heroes of Lilith. Brace yourself for a truly unique hero collector fantasy RPG gacha gameplay experience that will leave you breathless. It's absolutely free to play. Download it now using the link on the description or scan the QR code on screen. Most unique gacha gameplay where you can take 2 companions, breed them and get over 1000 different characters. The Hybrids not only inherit the own talents and traits of their parents, but they also their unique appearances passed down from each family tree fused into one. Constant updates, new bloodlines with new unique abilities and combination from each gender released every 2 weeks. The game is constantly being improved and updated with new content. The game is designed with stunning graphics to provide a top-tier visual experience on mobiles or pads. If you enjoy playing with the pad, enjoy collecting fantasy character in full 3D graphics. There's also rewarding late-game PvP. All players can obtain unique designed hybrid champions, Bloodcraft Legends, by earning points in seasonal guild wars. There are other features too. You can raise heirs with companions, waifus, build your kingdom, economies and strategies, beautiful scenes and interesting storylines are there too. Now download the game for free on both Android and iOS. Use my link on the description or use the QR code to get $20 back for free. The first 30 players will leave their in-game account and username in the comments. On the first pinned comment will get a new champion, Agrul, one of the best warriors to carry you in the game. Download now. Thank you Bloodline for sponsoring this video. And then we go through the gameplay and how we play with this build. So with Deadly Reach we are using Peerless Conductor, so we can have the third attack knock up the enemies. With Wave Strike we are using Columns of Shiver that will buff our primary attacks and give us almost 50% increased damage with those. With Reaching Rebuke we can have iframes on the palm With intervening low, we are getting dash to the shield of Zen. With Feline Defiance, we are getting 30% attack speed after using Mystic Strike. With Traveling Scold, we are getting knock up on the Mystic Strike. With Enlightenment's Blessing, we are getting 25% movement speed to the Shield of Zen. With Pensive Crown, we can have 39% increased uptime on the Shield of Zen, making our Shield of Zen last almost 100% of the time. Onto the set items, we are using 4 pieces of V-Tools, so we can get the extra increased attack speed. And of course we can have 30% beneficial effect duration that will increase our Shield of Zen duration and our buff abilities duration. Now with the 2 pieces you have 2 options. You can either use Gloomgood's Price to get 15% increased damage every time you dash, which should be every time you fight, or you can use Mountebanks to get a 13% shield equaling your maximum life every 9 seconds with 20% chance when you're hit. But now let's get over to the gameplay. Alright, so I skipped the unnecessary parts and here we are just trying to get some kills. We go in with the Mystic Strike, then we see too many enemies and we just disengage with the palm. Easy peasy, we get away really easy, we heal up, we use the Shield of Zen, go back, and we try to knock up them with the Mystic Strike, try to follow up with the Deadly Reach, but the target is already dead. And here you can see how good it works. He couldn't even move and he's just dead. And we just continue, try to hit someone here, but the range wasn't just enough there. But as you can see, the CCs are working perfectly. Even the Demon Hunter has hard time hitting me. And here we see it's just working really well. If you want to play a support build, this is definitely built for you. As you can see, we can just CC, keep CCing the enemies. They can move a little bit before you get the another CC off, but as you can see, it's ridiculous how much CCs this build can bring. After we healed up, there wasn't a lot going on, so I just beat it up. We just ran there, tried to get some kills, but we did almost nothing with some CCs here and there. But in this fight, we also just CC'd a bit of people. Here we got the 1 kill. And then we tried to help here, but the enemy were already dead. And now we are actually again helping our team. We are CCing here, but we tried, kinda stayed there too long, but again with the palm we can easily escape after proccing the cheat dead. Now we just overstayed there and we died even though we used the palm. That was on me, that was my mistake. And once we got back, we immediately tried to help our team with some CCs. Although I did got myself on kind of bad position, but I still tried to help my team. And it paid off. Then I were really greedy over here trying to get the Demon Hunter down, and that cost my life here. And again, that was my own issue being way too greedy. And again, once I got back, I saw there's no one on the other side, so we had to play solo, even though this build works a bit better with a team. I tried to bait out the Necromancer CCs right there, and I'm just trying to play time, trying to wait for my teammates, trying to get some CCs out of them. As you can see, I'm just palming out of there, going in and palming out, popping up the Shield of Zen, going back in, and just trying to do something. Now that I saw on the minimap that I have friends here, I'm trying to buy time with the palm, and it paid off. My teammates got there, and we got the win here. As I said, this is a bit better build if you're playing with a team. It's not that solo monk you are probably used to. Now I'm still waiting here because whole enemy team is on the other side and no one is here and the enemies are already coming. Now I again used palm over there just to confuse the enemies and try to get them to separate, and again I used the palm once again there just to buy some time and waste some enemies cooldowns. So our team has a better time trying to fight here. Now I should just go on and use the palm to get away, but I tried to help my team a little more and it cost my life. Now once again I got back, I again went on the same side as our team did not clean up the enemies, and I just used a lot of CCs there and they procced almost everything, and our teammate and we finish them off here. I don't know if it would be better to go on the other side, because the other side is kind of pushing there. I just go YOLO and go for the Demon Hunter, and still we're having kinda hard time against Demon Hunters because, well, they just have so much more damage even though we are CCing them constantly. But still, it's pretty even fight, and now that I got him off guard, it was just an easy kill. So if you can land the Mystic Strike first and then follow up with your 60% attack speed, you should be good to go. As you can see here, I have CC'd him for almost eternity. Now that he got a friend and a immunes, I just tried to get away. Now I saw the Demon Hunter coming, so I just needed to dodge that, and I went in for the kill. And again, I dodged everything with the palm and with the Mystic Strike and still got away. You might want to use something else than the palm if you want to have huge damage, but the palm is just so good on every build if you just can spare the slot for it. It makes survivability so much higher, and you can just reposition yourself so easily out of the danger or in or behind the targets. And here again I'm going behind the targets with the Mystic Strike, and then I'm just holding up my attack button and moving around. And quick tip in here, if you are playing on PC and you have hard time moving and holding up your attack button, I personally put spacebar on attack button, not move attack, just attack button, so you can move with your mouse and hold your space down while you are moving, so you get the auto aim just like on if you are using controller or if you are using a mobile. So that helps with this build immensely, so do know that and use that if you are on PC and want to use this build. But that's the video. Thank you for watching, and I really hope to catch you on the next one.